Hi there, and welcome to the introductory presentation for Alumni Mentoring Scheme Mentors 2020 to 2021. My name is Mark Allen. I'm a part of the mentoring team, and this is a very brief video. Cover these four things: a brief introduction to mentoring. Some of you watch this video will have great experience of mentoring already, or you may have been mentored either within the professional workplace or some other part of your life, formally or informally. But we will have a quick intro to how we see mentoring and how we think you should approach an overview of the mentoring scheme itself. Very briefly, touching on the timelines. This year there have been some schemes been brought forward to mirror the recruitment cycle for students and graduates trying to gain work over the summer, gain a graduate program, graduate scheme. And so I'm going to talk about that. And then lastly, in order to facilitate kind of students to get more out of their mentoring experience, to assist you in ensuring that as well, we have got this year, we've introduced something called the mentoring pathway, which is a complementary set of sizes and career tasks that they have to do at various points. So I'll talk you through, and that's called the mentoring path. So just to introduce, I'm the one on the left, and then Rhiannon and Norma, placement and internship advisors, all career service. And if you have any queries or problems during the mentoring scheme, then please feel free to drop us an email at the mentoring@imperial.ac.uk address, and we will assist you as best we can. So moving on to what mentoring is. Now, we quite like this as a summary to help and support people manage their own learning in order to maximize their potential, develop their skills, their performance, become the person they want to be. So Imperial is an excellent university. Courses are very well thought of by employers, commerce and industry. But often students have to overcome other barriers in order to actually get into these roles. And so it could be, first of all, they don't know what they want to do. They need assistance. Mentoring schemes aims to do that. Also, it aims to assist students, to give them tools and advice, to use advice to help with getting over the challenges such as recruitment processes or making up their mind as to what they actually want to do, where you come in. It's all about assisting the students work out what their goals are and to work towards those goals. This year we have formally put an employability focus on the scheme. So employability, lots of people have their own definitions of what that actually means, but it's essentially helping the students to ensure that they have the skills, attributes, attitudes to succeed, getting the role that they want, and in being successful in the workplace. But with regard to mentoring itself, what is key in this scheme is you're not a parent figure, you're not a friend necessarily, you're there to advise and guide the questions that they have and that they bring to your discussions. So the agenda is set by the mentee. As mentioned, they already have a lot of things they want to ask you, may come from some of the careers self-audit and exploration exercises that they have to do, but they will come to you with questions and with some challenges that they want to overcome or work towards. And what we hope you as mentors to be able to provide is a reflective and confidential space within which they can explore these and work towards building their career and their own personal development. So yes, we hope that you'll be able to give support, guidance, and offer advice, direction where needed. Sometimes mentees are very specific in what they want to find out. Sometimes they might need a bit nudging the right way. Sometimes they're very well versed in the sectors and roles that they're interested in, careers. Sometimes you might need to help them clarify that a little bit, partial and experienced perspective. And maybe you have to highlight issues or challenges that they have to overcome or things that they haven't thought of, assist them to plan their way. So just to ensure that everyone approaches this in the right way, and I'm sure you will, about giving them all the solutions they need to their professional challenges and issues. And it's mentoring is not to deal with their personal issues. It's not to give them the solutions in terms of laying a golden path that they just need to, you can get them a job or get them through an interview process. It's just giving them the ways to deal with the challenges. And certainly with this last point, it's very key. It's a very challenging time at the moment, a very pressurized time for everybody. Everyone's working, students are studying remotely generally. And what is already a pressurized environment for them, Imperial, and the challenges that their courses are going to be in front of them. This has all been exacerbated by the pandemic. However, it's about knowing your boundaries, really. If you feel that your student needs extra assistance, there is help with the university. We are not expecting you to be a therapist or a counsellor, so do feel free to contact us if you feel your student needs extra contact with the other support services at Imperial. Now, with regard to the students themselves, as mentioned, they are the ones who need to lead this relationship with you. They are the ones that need to contact you to organise however you decide to engage with the student, whether that be through Skype or phone or via email. They're the ones who initiate the interactions and the meetings. And they've all agreed that they're the ones who are going to do this from start to finish. They're going to maintain motivation for the whole thing. They are clear that it's about them taking ownership of it, of the relationship, defining their own goals, maybe with your assistance. They're the ones who are responsible. A positive outcome from this relationship and being open to challenges and your patience, the sort of straightforward or not as that may be, depending on how things work out. But ultimately, they will be respectful to you and obviously basing that you'll ask questions to challenge them when necessary, where you feel appropriate, and to act as a sounding board for your advice and guidance. And obviously to give them an insight from your own experiences, get them to think about it from their own perspectives. Now, mentoring models tend to illustrate that mentoring relationships go through certain phases. And now the students will be given your contact details at the end of this week, and they will be required to contact you in subsequent 7 days. So they get it on this Friday, and within the next 7 days, they will contact you to initiate or to organise a meeting with you. And obviously, this is about getting to know them a little bit. It's not about hardcore career advice necessarily, unless that is the way it ends up kind of organically going. During this first session, the students are expected to get to know you a little bit, and they will. It's where you can sort of clarify what you can offer to this relationship. So it could be that you want to talk about kind of how you like to be contacted, whether that be phone or email, when that time of day or evening or the week is good for you when organising sessions. And so just kind of trying to manage any expectations that they have, but they have been well versed in what to expect. So hopefully we need too much of that. And then as the relationship develops through the course of what is the academic year really, November, December, January, February, students will be in contact to organise sessions to work out what direction they want to go in, what they want to discuss, to pursue any agreed goals that you discuss during these sessions, and to try and beat any tasks or challenges that you together have set. And then towards the end of a relationship in kind of April, May, as they hopefully are progressing in their either career direction or obtaining experience, whether it be this summer or graduate role, the the mentoring scheme relationship will kind of draw to a close, and we'll do that formally here. The students will be instructed to do that as we go on, and so it was naturally closed in May. Now we do obviously have situations where mentors often like to stay in touch with their students, and it can go beyond May if you want that to happen, if the student wants that to happen, if it's appropriate. But that's down to you. That will officially be not part of the scheme. We do have some mentors who in previous years have just stayed in contact with their student on an ongoing basis. So with regard to the Imperial scheme this year, as we sort of mentioned, that's mentoring, tends to progress a mentoring relationship. Illustrates that we're in November, that's where we are, and hopefully you'll have a minimum of 5 points of engagement one way or another between now and the end of the scheme in May. To reiterate, it's a 6-month program, and it's on your terms how you engage with them, and obviously you agree that in the first session with the student. We have a lot of, the scheme's been going, I think this is the 6th year, and it's a very successful scheme. I think we've facilitated something like 1,200 or 1,300 relationships between students and alumni, and some of the outcomes have been brilliant, from just increasing students' confidence in tackling kind of career challenges, recruitment processes, getting into a career they want. That's one of the main things that effects that it has had in our sort of feedback. It has led to assistance with mentors helping with CVs, cover letters, interview processes, giving specific advice on how to network in certain different sectors, or how to use LinkedIn or professional bodies that have networking events or other opportunities to meet people within industry, and sort of giving advice around that. And you can see from this feedback, which I'm not going to read out, that students love it. So hopefully that'll be your experience as well, and you'll find it rewarding working with present students. And you might get asked, because obviously we are mirroring the recruitment process, I get asked about different things at different times of year. Ultimately, you will be asked about your personal experience. The added value of an alumnus giving insight to a student can really assist. We prioritize WP students, which is students from a widening participation background on this scheme. So that might be kind of groups that are underrepresented, whether it be due to ethnicity, disability, gender, socioeconomic background, this kind of thing. So we prioritize those students in getting on the scheme, and you might get asked all around these different points, really, from your personal experience. How did you get into your sector? What's it like? How did you get to your company? What do you enjoy? What do you wish you'd known when you were a student? That kind of stuff. It might be about job hunting, personal development, either during university or beyond, and obviously application techniques, and what to expect or what industry expects from its workers, and what students can expect from industry or company. General overview. With regard to, and obviously again, it's up to the students what they bring to the table, and as well as you can to guide them along. Now, the mentoring pathway is something I mentioned earlier, something that the students will be doing alongside their interactions with you. From month to month, they are going to be required to do an exercise, and it might be about sort of a self-audit on how competent they feel in certain skills like teamwork, solving, relationship building, this kind of stuff, and whether they feel their gaps may be, or how to discuss those with an employer when learning themselves at interview. It could be on how confident they are at different elements of the process. It could be absolutely anything. It could be a lack of knowledge about certain jobs or sectors, and sort of working out what they do know, what they don't know, this kind of thing. It might be an exercise to do that. And the way it's going to be facilitated is, some of you will know and love the magnificent Jobs Live careers tool careers service has, where jobs are advertised, but also holds information and other opportunities and on support various schemes like this. And they'll have access to these activities from month to month they will have to complete. And one thing so there's two reasons for having these tasks. One is giving something to help with their career thinking and career awareness and the sessions with you, but also we will be notified when they've completed these tasks. And so to an extent, we can monitor engagement with them and with the scheme. We want that to happen, and it can help maintain focus for the students so that they still keep the scheme pressing course requirements and coursework that they have to do, which obviously they should prioritize, but it just ensures that they are nudged to stay in contact with you and as part of the scheme. If they have any issues with pathway, then pass them to us by emailing information about what it looks. So the big day really is Friday the 13th, which is a couple of days from when this is being recorded. That's when they get contact details. They'll be in contact with you by Friday the 20th. Just again to say thank you so much for volunteering to give your time to our students, assist them with their challenges, to help them as best possible and facilitate them to the careers and roles. Thank you very much. We very much appreciated this engagement with our present students. So valuable. And if you have any queries about absolutely anything at any stage with regard to the scheme, again, mentoring@imperial.ac.uk. Thank you very much.